so you know thing. We have the availability, since we're not doing the traditional guest thing. Yeah, you're going to sit over here, because I'm going to sit with the computer and all that BS. Time to start. I might start a couple minutes early so everybody can share and shit.
Okay.
Hurry up and smoke. Oh shit, there's people on YouTube watching too. Okay. We're going to get started in just a minute here, guys. We always start a few minutes early so we can share the link out to blah, blah, blah. I guess I should hit that on Facebook. Live on YouTube, too. I'm going to drop that link. YouTube won. That was the votes. The votes were for YouTube. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, a lot of people pick YouTube. They want to see it live. Well, we got 9 concurrent viewers. 8. I don't know. I don't know how many people are watching. 8, 9, something like that on YouTube. All right. And we're good on Facebook, too.
Where's the thing?
Huh?
Where's the thing?
What thing?
Well, where's the camera?
The iPad? Oh, it's right over there.
Oh, hey.
Hey, there we go. Oh. And I'll pull it up on my phone.
Here.
What's crazy is I think, okay, so YouTube's pretty delayed because I'm using a thing, another program. But we've got YouTube comments there. Volume is low. All right, we'll turn it up. We will turn it up, up. Probably right about there is good. Oh, and now I'm all jacked up because I'm looking at YouTube instead of Facebook. So you guys know the deal. We start a few minutes early so we can go ahead, get it allegedly not shared because I'm not allowed to say that. But maybe if you guys really enjoy this, you should like click the thumbs up button. There's another button with like an arrow. You guys might want to click that one. That kind of stuff. You guys know the deal. Oh, okay, so what we didn't anticipate is bugs. Well, you brought bug spray.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Well, we're working on it. I'm doing shit. I'm just sharing it all over.
Right.
We'll give it a couple seconds for everybody to get tuned in, logged on, that whole deal. Oh, look, we got people watching.
Hit my toe.
The fly hit your toe?
No, a bug bit my toe.
Bit it?
Yeah.
We're already off to an amazing start. Oh my goodness. Well, it's about that time. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It is 9 p.m. Wednesday evening. It is time for Race Talk with Ryce with your boy Matt Ryce and special guest Mallory. You guys may know her as the boss. She's the one that yells at people in the comments all the time, threatens to beat people up.
That's false.
That's 100% true. You're going to have to speak up a little bit too. You got to bring the volume up.
That's false.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you guys know the deal. Every Wednesday night we do this little live stream podcast, Race Talk with Ryce. And tonight, because we're not doing it the typical Facebook way where we're bringing guests on Facebook, I was actually able to set up where I could live stream somewhere else at the same time. So we're also live streaming this on YouTube as well. So we're going to have comments and whatnot from YouTube, everything else as well. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by the sponsors. You guys know the deals. The deal. It's the same people all the time. SKINNIES Secret Sauce. Come on. Yeah, what do we even got to say there? Snake Eater Injectors, who just recently restocked some 1500s, I believe. Or no, they restocked 850s and 1000s, 1500s within the next couple weeks. If you go to their website and use coupon code DNR5 at checkout, you will receive 5% off your order. So we've got No Prep Racing, the website and the group. Great place to get No Prep Racing information, stay up to date. Trick Turbo, my guys down in Texas, you know the deal. They make turbo kits for the full-size trucks. GMC, Chevy, Silverados, that kind of deal. Now, they do make a bunch of different accessories, but their main focus is those two turbo kits, and they work great. Gapped, great apparel, printing, and design. That's the folks that make the Pandemonium in the Streets t-shirts, which are all shoved into my suitcase to bring with me to Oklahoma this weekend because I forgot to ship them. Streetcar Fabrication. That's Donnie Carr over there. You know the deal. He's machining them flanges. He's also talking about adding and expanding his business to offer a little bit of more machine work. His flanges are top quality, top notch. Honestly, it's more of a beautiful piece than I think I would ever put on any one of my vehicles. It should go on a shelf. We should have put the turbos in.
Oh.
Yeah, we forgot to bring the turbos in.
Oh.
And last but not least, VS Racing. You guys know the deal over there. The great priced, affordable turbos. And they just released the 85 millimeter. So between an 80 and an 88, they now have an 85, which is the same frame, everything, like, you know what I mean? The rest of the T6 132 ARs, that whole deal, but they've got the 85. So now that everybody's tuned in, locked and loaded, rock and roll. Here is, I wonder if I put it this way, if we can see the comments there.
You can. You just have to.
Oh, just got to swipe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it'll work.
I got you.
Nothing ever works like I want it to.
God bless. All right. That's awkward.
But is it actually pulling up the comments? Because all it's pulling up is just seeing people watching.
I don't know.
Like when you flip it up this way, we've got comments. Can you see?
Yeah.
I can see. Oh, okay. There we go. Justin hit us with a comment.
Hey.
There we go. So now we've got it figured out. So tonight's podcast, man, I wanted to prop it up, but it ain't gonna work. No. Tonight's podcast is gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna do the "What the fuck happened in Ohio" review. It was an interesting weekend, to say the least. From start to finish. I mean, I actually I typed it all out. I had to type it all.
Got
so
fancy.
Right, so I would even remember everything that needed to be talked about. I know, we got the co-host in the house. So, my sister, yeah. We start with the rental car situation. And this is like, people are like all fucked up and screwed up about this because they keep like, oh, just go to another place or this, that, and the other. Here's the problem. Had a rental car reservation.
Yes.
It was set. We had it reserved, the whole deal, whatever. I show up. They're like, well, just because you have a reservation doesn't mean we actually have a car for you. Okay. So then we come back to you coming back to picking me up. And whatever, we get that figured out. And then there was another situation where there was an individual who said, I've got a solution for you, and had the solution till the last minute. It fell through. And at that point, it was after all of the rental car places. Tiny Priest of this brought to you. Oh, wow. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even know. Okay, so apparently you can like make donations on YouTube.
Oh. And the light said, no, thank you.
The light said, see, you were so worried about that damn light.
Awkward.
Oh, probably because you've had it on for the last 6 hours.
No, it plugs in.
I understand, but it's probably too hot. That's probably what happened here.
You over-exaggerate so hard.
Because the computer's still charging. See, we got more technical difficulties doing this without a Facebook Live.
I'm telling you. Let's just roll with it then.
Yep. So the light got a little fucked up, but we had that situation, and that fell through. So I was like, shit. Well, at this point, it was Thursday. It was Thursday at like 7:00, whatever. All the rental car places were closed. So I put in reservations absolutely everywhere I could, and that's where we ended up. It's to another page. It's not this page. So I ended up.
Lotion on the table.
It's bug spray.
That's bug spray.
It's bug spray.
We like to keep lotion on hand.
Slower Than You, my man.
It's terrible.
If you guys haven't checked out my man Liam Neeson, Slower Than You, Derek, he's the shit. And actually, I saw a video pop up on YouTube, and I was going to talk to you about this later, because what he did is he put Tanya in the driver's seat, and she's going to drive the truck. She was supposed to drive her own car. Build plans got crazy. Wasn't able to make that happen, but she's supposed to be driving the Liam Neeson in the Great American No Prep Weekend. Oh. So maybe we'll let you do that one day.
No.
So, anyways, ended up getting a rental car. Shout out to Avis, hooked me up with the cracked windshield rental car, and we were off and on the road. And it was about, what, an hour and a half into the trip?
Yeah, something like that.
So about an hour and a half into the trip, I got a message, and I was like, oh, shit, I already know where this is going. And KD is rained out. So we pull over in this little garden spot.
It was really nice.
I don't even know.
It's a nice garden spot.
Yeah. What do you even remember the name of that place?
No.
It was so nice we couldn't even remember the name of the place.
Yeah.
But we went over there and went to a little garden spot, whatever. I got on Facebook Live, and of course everybody was chomping at the bit because everybody wants to do something. Everybody's got trucks on trailers. Everybody's in some sort of town or in the area thereof. And somebody was like, oh, well, what are Billy and Bill doing? And honestly, this is where I fucked up. I thought they were going to be, like, super fucking upset. This is now the second time Katie's been canceled. So I was like, maybe we should leave Bill and Billy and everybody alone.
Yeah.
Little did I know, fucking Billy was on the phone with the folks from Ted and Jim's Dragway of Magnolia. Or Bill and Ted's Excellent Drag Racing Adventure, as I called it. So that was the game plan. From there, we went off on the tangent. She didn't. Oh, believe me, I'm gonna bring up that shot thing.
Oh my
Don't
God.
worry. We're gonna talk. You're gonna have to answer for what you've done.
I got plenty of answers.
All right. Well,
I got this.
So we went over Ted and Jim's Dragway of Magnolia, which is a dope little spot. Other than the way we came, we went like an hour and a half through like the smallest fucking towns in the world. Pure countryside.
Yep.
Absolutely everything. Shit that we just could not imagine would be happening. Like people with trucks and trailers getting through that. I don't fucking know. But when you get there, it's a cool spot. It's got like some fucking hills in the background. The sunset's over the place. It's got very little light. And all the lights are behind the starting line, pointed at the starting line. And this is an important part of the story, which happens next. So we go over there. We end up with 21 small tire cars. So 21 small tire cars in the pot. Everybody's getting down. They had like a whole group of bracket racers, test and tune, whatever. Those guys, like the fastest guy that was there was on a big tire, and I just don't even think he was fast enough to compete in what was about to happen. We were about to fuck that place up. So that, we go over there, get 21 cars off, and it's like everybody. Noah Stein was there. Toretto, the RX-7 Toretto from New York, whose fucking name I can't remember, so I feel like an asshole. JB Hall was there. JB Hall was running the Nova, the Head Games Nova, Bill's Nova. Obviously Billy. Obviously we had Dirty 30 out there who was just fucking shit up. And a bunch of other guys from all different areas, Ohio, everywhere. You know what I mean? It was a good ass time. That sunset was fucking perfect that night. So the very long story short is we have a 21 car shoot off. We go a couple rounds. We managed to do probably what I think is one of the coolest fucking things we've ever done. Split screen.
That was so fun. That was fun.
So immediately, now this is you guys got to keep in mind, this is the first event. Mallory's been trying to come to an event forever. Something always happens in the plans. This was the part of the problem, is that the whole rental car thing and everything else, I was at my fucking limit because I was like, the universe, and then she says that the universe doesn't want me to come.
I'm the bubonic plague of racing, so if I'm involved, there's not going to be a race.
There's going to be issues. There's going to be something. So we end up So I'm already like fuck frustrated. My mom's like, oh, maybe you shouldn't go. Maybe everything's going against you. And I'm like, I'm still fucking going, and I'm taking Mallory, and we're doing this damn thing. Which is part of the reason why we went straight to Ted and Jim's, because I was like, well, we're already out. You know what I mean? We might as well go over there.
Right.
But we did the split screen thing. Immediately, I was like, hey, I got to do jump cam. You get to do live feed.
Yeah.
How was your first live feed experience?
That's good. Like, what is it? You just hit live. Like, it's not.
Well,
I mean, yeah. That's. I mean.
Yeah, but do you like? Because I know I fuck it up all the time. Even when I'm recording with the camera and stuff, you have to look through the screen, not look at what actually is going on.
Yeah.
Which means, did you actually get to see any of the race?
Yeah, I watched it on the screen. I watched it on the screen as I was watching where it was pointed, because it was on the iPad, so it was bigger.
People ask me all the time where, you know what I mean? Like, oh, who won this or who won that round or whatever. I'm like, I have no idea. I have film of it. I'll fucking find it and we'll get it figured out. So we ended up figuring out how to split screen the live screen.
Thank you, Gary.
Live stream. So I was at one angle and she was at the other. Now, what I need to know is in the comments, how many people watched that? What did you think of it? How was the sound? I went back a little bit like today and I watched some of the videos. And obviously the quality is not the best because it's live streaming through Facebook and the phone and everything. It feels like you can't enjoy it as much while doing video. It is, you enjoy it, but it's very, you feel like you miss everything. Like even though you videoed the race, you feel like you missed everything and you weren't really there. So, oh, I also forgot to do the fan favorite. Say split screen was dope. Everybody's tripping on the split screen.
I liked that.
So
that was really cool.
Which means we have to bring you back out to do it again.
Good luck.
Which means
I wish you luck.
If I had to go through the hellacious planning that was getting it done, oh my god, I'm not ready for another trip with you yet. I love you to death.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was the quietest ride.
Yeah, because I don't. So when I go on a trip, I don't bullshit. Like
who doesn't talk for 8 hours in a car? I'm just not gonna say anything. Just not. No talking.
No, that was it. Just fucking.
Who does that?
Because I do so much talking on the phone. We're on a show where I fucking talk.
Who chose that? I didn't choose that. I didn't say that.
I'm just saying,
what you gotta do with yourself.
I talk a lot. So when I'm in the car, it's just like nice. I throw on the music. You know what I mean? I hang out. I just drive. I put it on cruise control.
Sure did.
I get the lane assist. I use no hands.
You had your legs crisscrossed on the driver's seat, no hands on the wheels. Really fun time in the passenger seat. That felt safe. Well,
I don't know what you were expecting. If you were expecting you know what I mean? Look, it was like a 7-8 hour ride, whatever it was. Well, it ended up turning into a little more because we stopped in the middle. But neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So that's what the road trip is about. It's about just being able to
just be quiet. That's right. That's what road trips are about. Just be silent and just exist.
I am a dad. Yeah, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So with that being said, I don't even know where we were. You were just mad about me being quiet on the road trip. But we have this shootout. Excellent shootout. Want to give out a shout out to Sherm Baker. Sherm Baker in the green step-aside truck. He was the winner. He ended up taking it home, making some excellent passes. The finals race was an amazing, amazing race. But during that race, something happened that has never before happened to me in my life, and I would anticipate, and I hope that doesn't happen again in my life. And I think if anybody from who was there and watching on the starting line, you guys can comment down below about this and tell me, you know what I mean? Like, because I was fucking confused. The long story short is I'm running the jump cam, and after the second round, we figured out how to do the split screen thing, so I'm also holding my phone in my hand. Don't get me wrong. I was trying to make a couple bets here and there. Didn't exactly work out. There was one race where there was so much fucking confusion that they were asking who won the race. Here I am standing with my cash in hand, like I'm fucking supposed to, up in the air, and the guys behind me are like, well, who won the race? Who won the race? Well, I can't hear shit. And I'm like, well, I want right lane. And they're like, oh, right lane won. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck won. So that was a whole separate thing. So after that, I didn't really try to bet too much because I was like, this is going to be a fucking nightmare. So then I end up, I think I got 1 or 2 bets, whatever. And this after one fucking race, and I think it was because I remember him saying something about a truck, so I don't remember what race it was, but if I bet on a truck, it was probably Billy, and he did lose at one point, but I don't think we had any bets on that. And there was the green step aside one. Billy won the grudge race. That's how the whole thing ended up turning out, because whatever it had to have been the race right before Billy's. Whoever raced right before Billy, I guess there was a truck involved, and this guy fucking done with the jump cam. I'm turning around, showing the fucking next car's coming up or whatever, and this guy walks up to me and he's like, "Oh, you had the truck, right?" I'm like, "I didn't have anything." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "The truck. It were my $20." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And the dude is like, fucking, he's like, "You bet on the truck, blah, blah, blah." I was like, So at this point, I'm looking around at the people at the fucking starting line, like, because there's a couple guys there and everybody's looking like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And they're like, and I'm like, did I miss something? Like, did you guys hear a bet? Like, you know what I mean? Because this guy came from in the back. Like, there was a whole other group of people in between, so they would have fucking seen it, whatever. No. So this guy's freaking out, and he's like, he wants his $20. Everybody around me is confused as fuck. I'm confused as fuck. And this is the question that I got asked a lot this week was, how did I keep my cool? And there's an important thing that I try to tell people, and I don't think people understand. Like, when I was trying to sell the Mustang, I made the video about the Mustang, and I showed you everything that was wrong with it. I showed you everything that I thought was a piece of shit about it, or whatever. Like, the reason why is I do this shit. I do social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm on TikTok. I'm everywhere. I cannot be the fucking TikTok. TikTok almost got live streamed today.
I don't even know what TikTok is, so.
Well, TikTok is the.
Is that working out? No.
What the hell is? Oh wow! I don't know. I was just looking at the settings on YouTube. But I do all this stuff. So like, even when I sell, used parts online or anything else, I cannot afford to be that guy where somebody goes on one of the fucking Facebook groups and, starts, "Oh, this guy's a piece of shit. He sold me something fucked up," or, you know what I mean? Or, he sold it and it was broken, or it wasn't what he said it was, whatever. I can't afford that. Like, my name on the internet actually legitimately means something, at least to me anyway, because I do all this shit. So, and then there's a scene, and I swear the scene ran through my head, and I said it earlier, but I don't think, it's not from Goodfellas. I think it's from A Bronx Tale. What it is it's where the kid sees the guy that owes him money. Maybe it was fucking, I don't know, whatever it is. If you guys know the movie, comment. And the kid is like, "Oh, well, that guy owes me $20, and he keeps avoiding me, and I can't fucking track him down. I can't find him." And he's like, "Well, do you even like the guy?" And I'm like, the kid's like, "Well, no." He's like, "Well, then it's the cheapest way you're gonna get off," or whatever the fucking thing it was. But for $20, you're never gonna see the fucking guy again. So literally, like, that movie scene played in my head, and I'm like, I don't fucking know this guy. I don't really, even care for him. And for $20, it'll be fucking done and over with. So I took $20 out of my wallet and I handed him the $20 bill. And then,
oh goodness,
my boy Billy came through in the clutch. Now shout out Toretto, because he's a dope ass dude. I love his setup in a little RX-7. But they had a grudge race, Toretto and Billy, and I walked up to the guy and I got right in front of him, and I used my hands and everything, and I was like, "I bet you $20 that Billy's gonna win," and I yelled fucking loud enough for everybody to hear me. You know what I mean? And then I tried to make it 40, and then he had some other guy step in and fucking, he was like, no, and I should have bet him 500. I should have bet him every dollar in my fucking pocket. But thanks to my boy Billy, I got my $20 back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was the Oh, that's a good question from in the comments, actually, because it's about time. In the middle, I wanted to do the race announcements, and then the upcoming events and the race announcements, some of the race announcements for Sayer. So good question from in the comments. Shop Truck Chiefy says, if Shop Truck and that S10 from Ohio hook up this weekend, who you got your money on? That's the question. Well, Shop Truck, I'm coming to your home and I'm an out of towner. Billy's an out of towner. The out of towners got to stick together.
Yeah.
I got to put my money up on Billy. Chris says an S10's gonna win. I think so. So here's the deal, guys. I got a few announcements. I guess we'll do the events and then we'll do the Sayer stuff. So if any of the Sayer drivers are watching right now, or even if they're not, or if anybody watching can share this to the Sayer page or whatever pages, whatever, so we can get through this, I'll make some of the announcements for this upcoming weekend. With that being said, events. This weekend, we've got Shut Down the Town, Sayer Street Races. You know we're going to be doing that. We've got a small tire 32 car small tire shootout. Here's the deal. I will give you all of that information at the end of this. KD Dragway this weekend also has a daily drivers race. And then, here, you should announce one. What's that?
Oh, God. The person needs glasses. June 21st, Detroit Hood TV.
Pour Your Own Prep. Your boy Matt Ryce is going to be in the house. And I'll be flagging, which is going to be part of the next series of stories that we tell about that. June 22nd, Detroit Hood TV, Streetcar Shakedown. They've got roll racing, everything. Allegedly, they're trying to bribe me and say they have a Trackhawk for me to race in the roll race. So your boy Matt Ryce might be doing that. Also, July 21st, 22nd, Streetcar Takeover in Columbus, Ohio. 28th, 29th, we're back in Delaware. And that'll be for the JJ's Arm Drop, US 13 Dragway. Tommy Reek will be there, White Lightning, probably Iron Man, probably all the guys, all the usual suspects, Novocaine, probably I don't know if Wesley's going or not, but Wesley Skinner. You know what I mean? All them folks should be out there for that. July 6th and 7th got totally screwed up. July 6th and 7th is the reschedule for Midnight Madness. Take important note here because your boy Matt Ryce did not. 6th is Saturday, 7th is Sunday. I rented our place for the 5th, the 6th, and check out the 7th, so I got to go back and extend it a day.
So you're saying we're staying at that one hotel again?
That one place, yeah.
Yeah.
Where they changed the reservation for me. Shout out to them people.
I thought you meant the mall.
Oh, no, not the mall. No, the place we were supposed to Airbnb.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the Airbnb we were supposed to stay at. And shout out to them folks. They got it changed up for me. So that way we got the new date. Then July 19th, Detroit Hood TV, Pour Your Own Prep again. It's Saturday night into Sunday morning. All right. See? Street Racing Channel with the clarification.
Hey.
So it's Saturday night into Sunday morning, so we may not need the place, but we may anyway. Who knows? We may still extend it.
I'm cool sleeping in a car.
Yeah, we need to sleep in the car some. And then July 20th, back to 10 gyms for No Prep Mania. Chris, the guy, you guys saw the guy was at flagging. He's got a crew of guys. They do a good job. And they were the ones that helped us out with 10 gyms when we went out there last time. And they're going to be doing that again. They got their own No Prep Mania deal going. Should be a good time. Oh, fuck.
You should crack that door.
Crack the door.
Oh, you just have to get up.
Yeah, you got to
Shout
get
out.
up. Yeah. All right, here's the important part, guys. We're going to make... They are going to make some more announcements for those guys that are going to the Sayer Street Races, racers or spectators, right? Spectators, I'll start with you guys. It's very simple. Spectator gates open at 2 p.m. 4x4 parking is first come, first serve. Nice and easy. Sayer guys, there's a list of 32 and 8 alternates. That means 40 racers, right? All 40 of you are included and encouraged and invited to come, because what's going to happen is the list has changed 37 times already. It's going to happen that we're going to end up short on count or whatever the case may be, and well, you're laughing at comments.
Yeah.
Short, it doesn't. It's racing. Saturday, something always happens. Somebody can't make it. Trailer tire blows out. Something happens. Whatever. So all 40 people show up. Here's the deal. Racers, the night before Friday night is cruising in the town. We're going to shut down the town. Everybody's going to park out. They've got a spot to do burnouts, whatever. Bring your street cars out, park them, meet with everybody, hang out. We're going to have some vendors, that whole deal. Saturday, tech is at 10 a.m. for cars. You guys have to be there at 10 a.m. Now, what does that mean? That means, racers, if you want to show up Friday night and park, you can. If you want to show up, whenever. Sonya has told me that you guys can show up whenever, and we will be open to you, or we will make sure it's open to you in a way so you guys can get in, park, whatever. That is the deal. If you haven't sent your shit off, the picture of the car, the name of it, year, make, model, the tag number, all that shit that Sonya needs, please do that so I can stop hearing about it. That would be great. It would be the greatest thing in the world if all 40 of you guys could follow some fucking directions. I would love it. So that's what we've got going on there. That's going to be, I'm actually leaving for that event very soon. So, goodness. I'm going to be leaving for that event very soon. And that's what we got going on. 5 days left to lock in for just send a no prep at Beaver Springs Dragway. Got that in the comments. Oh, you know what we didn't ask yet?
What's that?
Where is everybody who is watching live? Where are you guys tuning in from tonight? So hit it in the comments below. Let us know. We'll get you guys on some shout outs where you guys are watching from, that whole deal. Which brings us, now that the events are over, to the next part of the story. Well, I guess we kind of did that. Well, we didn't talk about.
We didn't eat the spaghetti. We should have done that. I really regret that.
What spaghetti? Oh,
Toretto
had spaghetti. Toretto has a fucking a short bus that he's converted into like an RV style thing.
That is the coolest thing.
And
it is so cool.
When we pulled up, they were cooking fucking spaghetti. Like literally, they're like, "You guys want some spaghetti?" And I'm like, "No, I'm cool on the spaghetti right now." It reminds me, who the hell said it? Somebody said fucking in one of the movies. It was like, "Oh, I'm not broke, but I eat a lot of spaghetti." Dayton, Ohio in the house, Raleigh, North Carolina, Hagerstown, Maryland, Sayre, Oklahoma, Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Mr. Binkley's here.
Yeah, Michigan, Rochester, New York, Fort Supply, Oklahoma. We got Texas, Albany, New York on the YouTube. I'm kind of digging this YouTube thing. The only thing that sucks is we can't do it when we have live split screen guests.
You'll figure it out. I know you will.
Hartley, Delaware. 518 in the house. Debbie from Hinton. Debbie's actually picking me up from the airport. 301. Cleveland, not Ohio. The other one in Oklahoma. Man, we got a lot of Oklahoma people. Probably because we got Sarah coming up. So, Germantown, Ohio. Moved from Delaware to Connecticut. All right. Alabama, St. Paul, Minnesota. Damn. We were worldwide. How many people we got watching? 86. I'm not going to lie. That's a lot more than I anticipated for this setup.
Well, that's rude.
It's not rude.
It's just that rude.
When people go live stream and when I bring a guest on, it notifies their people and all this, that, and the other. Flatwoods, Kentucky. My man watching in Kuwait. New Carlisle, Wisconsin, Dayton, Ohio. I don't think they're going to stop for probably about another 10 minutes with the shout out. California in the house. Ayo.
I know.
I'll never move there, but I like some people out there.
YouTube's just delayed on the podcast.
YouTube, yeah. YouTube is way more delayed because of the way that it's running. So, the most up-to-date, just delayed, or if it's saying disconnected, no, it still says live. That might be a YouTube issue. Yeah. So, anyways, we hung out with them guys. JB Hall, I want to shout out JB Hall. Fucking, that dude is crazy. I had a blast with him. Yes, we're delaying on the back part of the story is coming up right now because we're about done with talking about Friday night. So, and I think what happened is because everybody was kind of like, what the fuck happened with the Nova? They were sitting there at the burnout, everything else, yada, yada, yada. Well, what happened was there was an issue with the trans brake, and I think it was, if I remember hearing Bill correctly, the trans brake was engaged and it would not shut off. So he was like in there pulling wires out, like fucking ripping things, trying to disconnect it, pulling everything else out, and you know what I mean? It was madness. So that's what happened to JB. We stayed at the sketchiest hotel in the world. Well, it wasn't really that sketchy, but it was interesting. There was only one way in and it was in the middle of an abandoned. I think it was an abandoned
It was
mall.
abandoned.
Yeah, it was at the
it was
back of an abandoned mall with like one way in. Guy at the front desk was super nice. Room was clean.
Ollie, yeah. Shout out to Ollie.
All that and the other.
Nice guy.
So we went from there. Then we went to dinner. My game plan initially was that we were going to go to dinner, and since I slept in a little later and everything else, and I'm a night owl anyway, that we would go to dinner, hang out for a little bit, and then go ahead and drive home. So we went to dinner and had a little bit of fun there. I think everybody saw the videos.
Found out that Billy is not, in fact, a snitch, so that's good.
Billy is not, in fact,
he
a
is
snitch.
not a snitch.
Yep.
Go Billy.
Yep, go Billy. Billy did not actually get married. Megan is getting married and is moving. Right?
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Why are you in? You were there.
Because you're the woman in this. You guys were talking about womanly things. We were talking about car
Yes, she is getting married. She is moving.
Right.
And congratulations to Megan.
No, Chris says he knows where we stayed. It was a sketch. It was interesting. So that was the deal. Billy did not get married. Megan was actually getting married. And then that brings us to sitting on Billy's couch, and Billy's like, "Hey, they're gonna street race." I was like, "All right, well, I guess we're fucking going to street race then." So we get in the car. We got to drive. I don't know, how long was it to get there? Like 2 hours?
Like 2 hours.
Yeah, so it was like 2 hours to get there from Billy's house. And along the way, Billy got a text and said, "Hey, can Matt flag? Is he with you? Does he mind flagging?" I said, "Absolutely. Why not? Let's have a party." Right? So we get to the house. I can't allow these lies. So we get to the house, whatever. And already I know it's going to be a fucking shit show because it's already starting to drizzle and rain and all that kind of shit. So they go out, they pull cards, whatever, get people paired up. They go out, they send somebody out to the first spot. First spot's wet. So then we go to the second spot, which was another, I don't know how long drive.
2 hours.
No, it wasn't.
You were everything asleep. Was like 2 hours.
You were asleep.
2 hours. It's only 2 hours.
So,
it's 2 hours.
In the back of the rental car, she's over here snoozing, drooling on the window and shit.
That's bull, and you know it. It's cuddled up cute on your hair.
We end up going, and like where we're going, like we're driving through a place, and like a fucking tornado had just come through this town we had to drive through.
What?
Oh,
okay, I was asleep for that one.
Oh, yeah.
I was asleep for that one.
Yeah, I was asleep for that one too.
Hey.
Fucking right. In the comments, they're saying you know real hood rat. We got an opportunity to go do some hood rat shit, and you were back there.
I feel like the live was explaining. I'm not a hood rat. I'm a hood mouse.
A hood mouse.
Like a hood mouse.
A hood mouse.
Hood gerbil, perhaps.
So then we end up going from there to a third spot, which is like another. I think the third spot was like ended up being another half hour, 45 minutes away. What I know is that it shortened our trip back to Billy's house. Dramatically, I feel like. So we go out there, right? We get out there and we have to park on this road, walk down another road, and then we're at the road we're racing on. No big deal, except for the fact that we pull in this motherfucker, and as soon as we pull, well, after we drove past it you missed a lot, because we drove past it 6 fucking times. Like, we kept making U-turns going up and down the same road.
Apparently I didn't miss that much. The same thing over and over again. I didn't miss much.
Right.
It's the same thing.
So then after that ordeal, we finally get the cars out. People start getting cars unloaded. And this is the beginning of the story of where I fuck Eric Mans. So Eric wanted me to bring some prep out. I'm gonna throw myself completely under the bus for this one because it's a fucked up situation. So I'm just gonna go right for throwing myself under the bus. So Eric's like, "Hey, can you bring some skinnies, whatever?" Absolutely, I got some in the trunk, right? Somebody else asked me to buy some skinnies. No problem. Sold it, right? Well, this was after we were at the house at the meeting, and Eric's like, "Oh, no, I got some shit for like a few burnouts. We should be good, whatever." Well, I mistook that as he didn't need any. He didn't want any skinnies. So somebody asked me to buy it. I said, "Fuck yeah." And what in turn happened was he meant, like, I've got a little bit, but I'm definitely going to need that. I fucked that up completely. And so that's the start of how I started fucking Eric Mans. But nevertheless, I'm like, no problem. I'll go just buy it back from the guy. Whatever. It's not an issue. We're good to go. And which was going to work out too. I already had that figured and sorted and everything else. And so then I start running like up and down the road, and at some point I'm running, and somebody hands me a flashlight, and I'm like, cool, and it is like the Harbor Freight fucking free 99 special, and I was like, oh, we getting it today. So I run up to the road, and Eric and little Craig pull up, and I am going to give you guys the breakdown of why this happened, how it happened, and how I hope to happen in avoiding again. As soon as they pulled up, it started drizzling. If you look at the little teaser clip I did for this week's podcast, you can see water on the camera, on my camera, which was the behind one, and then in Billy's, you can see like some of the raindrops coming through the light. So
I wish you guys could see his notes because he actually does type out the curse words. So like...
Look, no, it literally says "I fuck Eric" in the final on the notes.
It really does. There's lots of curse words going on here
because I put it out. Yeah. So we run up there, right? And like I start the camera and I walk up there and I'm just like, fuck, it's raining. We only had like 6 guys, so we can get through this race. Like, we can definitely get through this race, but we got to do it very fucking quickly, right? So they get their shit off, whatever, boom, 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 and back up, pull them up to the line. I think the flashlight was still fucking on because I was using it to see the line, and when you move it, it was so goddamn dim you can't see anything anyway. Lesson learned, life lesson learned. I'm never ever traveling without my flashlight again, even if I don't anticipate flagging. Not a big deal. I appreciate that we had a flashlight, but you know what I mean? So then I go to pull them up, and as normal, I run backwards, and as I fucking run backwards, I step on the yellow line, which has just a little bit of water on it, and like a straight fucking banana peel from a TV screen, movie.
The Mario Kart, man.
Fucking Mario Kart. Fucking bloop, I'm up in the air, up on my ass, you know what I mean, on my back, fucking fall, everything, the whole deal. So that was a whole clusterfuck. I fucked that race up from start to finish. And that's the thing, everybody's like, well, aren't you embarrassed or this, that, and the other? Well, number one, fucking everybody's probably taking a fall. Number two, I fucked up. The players fuck up, my bad. Like, don't I fuck up?
That's a really lame musical quote, but I mean, yeah, we'll go for that. Okay, then we'll go for that. Yes, we're all human and we make mistakes.
Right,
yes.
We're all human and we make mistakes.
I'm just happy they caught it on video so I could laugh because I was sleeping.
Because you were asleep.
I'm really glad that they caught that so I could just hit that on a loop and just laugh.
And I even said, because like the worst thing would have been like, I started cracking jokes immediately because I'm that kind of guy. Fucking pimp down is right, but... Like, I even said out loud, I was like, if this isn't on the internet already, fucking, like, I expect more of you people. This, you know what I mean? This should definitely be on the internet. So, they put it up on the internet. We have a good laugh about it, everything. It makes an excellent fucking promo for tonight's show. So, a lot of good comes out of that. But there's a whole lot of internet experts that are like, well, why do you run backwards? That's fucking stupid. That's what you get for running backwards, blah, 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 blah. And to be honest with you, I think that those people have a lack of experience or have never done it or have never been yelled at for fucking doing it wrong. And what I mean by that is this is the way it works. From bumper to the line, right? Well, if I'm lining you up on your front bumper or just before so you can bump in, I have to be close enough to the cars so that I can see. Granted, it's a street race. They're not going to be perfect, but we try to keep it pretty fucking equal. And from that point, I then have to turn on the light. Now, it's night. We can have that argument another time. But I will tell you, I do it the same way every time, and so to avoid fucking issues. I run backwards to a point where if you were the driver's seat in the right lane, there's a fucking pillar and a cage and usually something in your way. I usually will mark out a spot on the ground where I am in your windshield, not in your side windows, so you don't got to turn your head, not in between so you don't see me. Believe me, I've been yelled at for fucking being in the pillar or not being able to see. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying some guys have just been nice about it, some guys have been a little bit more vocal about it, you know what I mean? But I don't want to make that mistake again. So I run backwards, so I'm past that pillar, and the person in the right lane can see me. Now, like I said, for all the fucking internet experts, well, why did you move? Why did you do this, that, and that? Well, it's because it's what the fuck I do. I do the same thing every time. It comes to muscle memory and everything else. Muscle memory is actually what completely fucked me and almost completely fucked Eric in the final. But I need to ask you, before we talk about the final race, there was a scenario that...
Are you giving Chris what he wants right now?
What?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go for it. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Cool.
I you know what? I am cursing a lot tonight.
It's because I'm here.
Is that why?
I don't know.
I don't
Let's
know.
go with it. I'm frustrating you.
Maybe.
Because I don't know.
But before that, if any of you guys saw the video, there was a massive explosion, a massive backfire. Which shout out to my boy, because my boy dropped the greatest one-liner, or at least I thought it was a one-liner. Fucking my boy driving the car dropped the greatest one-liner of the night. Like, it fucking explodes, makes, I was standing next to it, makes me go half deaf. There's a guy under the hood, almost killed him, everything else. And he's like, what happened? I'm like, my man, what did you think was going to happen? So, massive backfire, and which allegedly sounded like a gunshot because...
It did sound like a gunshot.
Well, and I didn't catch on to this until later on, and then there was like a comment on Facebook, but you told me it sounded like a gunshot.
It did. It did sound very much so like a gunshot. It was actually a very loud gunshot, so...
Okay. So, why didn't you check on any of us?
Are you serious?
Yeah. The people want to know. They want answers.
You guys are fine. You're fine. Like, you're fine.
But we're out there doing hood rat shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anything is possible.
Right.
You hear a gunshot and your thought is,
I'm going to go back to sleep. There's like so many of you out there. Somebody will handle it.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay. I have the rental car. It's running.
Oh, I was going to say, start the car at least?
It was already started. It was still running. It was warm in there. It's cold and rainy outside. I'm tired. Like I said, one bullet is not going to kill everybody. You guys are all right.
So
I went back to sleep.
Apparently you love me very much.
I love you a lot. I knew somebody out there would have your back.
What if they were shooting at me? Usually the flagger is the guy everybody's pissed off at.
Well, you know what? Apparently you can run very well.
I can't run very well.
I know, because you fell.
That fucking jokes.
You slipped.
Oh, I busted my ass. So that's what happened. And then we get to the finals race, because it was, like I said, it was a very, very short race. So this is the next point at which I completely fucked Eric. I lined the other guy up. Well, here's what happens. Throughout, it was like the rain just kept getting a little worse, a little worse, a little worse. If you guys saw the video of him doing the burnout is right before the race. And in the video, it looks like it's fucking pouring. It wasn't pouring. It wasn't that bad. But it was really fucking raining. And I have, you know what I mean? I started the camera and I got the film footage of it, but I haven't shown it yet. I actually go to each of the drivers because when I hit the camera and saw the rain coming through the camera on screen, I was like, we should probably not do this. Like, I should go over there and they're going to be really pissed off at me, but I'm going to tell them nobody's racing down this fucking road right now. Like, this is ridiculous. And then I was like, you know what? Let me ask them. So I went to first driver. First driver's like, yeah, I guess fucking let's do it. He says, fucking send it. Cool. Go up to Eric. Eric's like, what did the other guy say? So the other guy said, fucking send it. He said, all right, I guess we're sending it then. And I'm like, this is a fucking nightmare. Now, in my head, I'm like counting down, like I'm counting every raindrop in my head. The more it rains, the more I'm just like, this is getting even more dangerous, more incredibly stupid, everything else. And so go to get the first guy up on his trans brake, the whole deal. Go to start bumping Eric in, and I don't know. I'd like to think, and I would think the video would have my back on this, but I was still pointing at Eric when the light came on. The reason why is because I was anticipating the click, hold it, and when you let go of the light, it comes on. So Eric wasn't even on fucking boost. He didn't bump at all. I completely fucked him. My bad, Eric. I fucked you. And the worst part, he was wearing his Pandemonium in the Street shirt.
I know. Like the one guy, that's fun.
The one fucking man out there in a Pandemonium in the Street shirt. And fucking, and I just
burned it.
Ended up fucking railroading him all night. long. It was fucking terrible. So, my bad to Eric. And you know what? I don't give a shit what anybody's got to say about it. Like, look, I fucked up. I'll admit it. I'm not going to make that mistake again. We'll fix that problem, and we'll work from there. Chris, usually I pandemonium in the street shirts wherever I go. So,
you had them.
Yeah, I think I had them in the street. Yeah, but I'm not like, I don't pull up to the fucking...
You should have seen me in the car, Chris. I was sleeping. I had control of the shirts.
Right. Exactly. She wouldn't let nobody get a shirt. I'm not the guy to pull up. I will pull up to the street racing spot, pop the trunk, and be like, yo, I got some skinnies for sale. Or some Rip It that I had for free. I had to hook the boys up because, you know what I mean? I got that Rip It at the last PYOP, Pour Your Own Prep event. That was dope. Shout out to Rip It. Still trying to get a fucking deal. I just messaged them the other day and reminded them that they have not sent me my swag pack.
You're not going to get it now.
Do I have 2X?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got 2X. I think 2 and 3 in
There's
stock.
a couple 3. There's definitely 2X. We definitely live by near base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Boy.
So, so that was the story of that deal. And honest to God, I was really sincerely pissed off. Like when Mallory finally woke up, and she's like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, fucking happy. Like,
hell yeah! I got some rest. I was rejuvenated.
Like, she was like, "Oh, did you guys have fun?" And me and Billy just fucking looked at her, and I'm like, I look like I want to fucking, you know what I mean?
You guys look tired. You did,
Yeah.
but you know, if you had fun, it was worth it.
So I was not at all happy. But with that being said, you know, I was more upset about screwing up Eric's shit. Falling, I don't give a fuck about falling. You know, everybody at one point or another has fallen or done something stupid or tripped up or whatever. Like, we're fucking human beings. But I was more pissed off about fucking Eric's shit up. So I was like, we're going home right fucking now. Like, I don't even care. I'm fucking mad. Billy is laughing his ass off and enjoying every minute of it because, like, a week ago, when he dropped that ride reaction video with the girl, and I put it, and everybody had the memes up, the freeze frame of his fucking smile. He's like, yes, I know that's exactly what it was. Billy was like, fucking, I get to get you back. This is fucking
maybe
perfect.
That's not what it was.
It was.
Maybe it's just
he's my boy. Like, I know it was. Like, and I'm not even mad at him for that because I know, like, he's my boy. But I finally met somebody that says fuck as much as I do. Man, I wonder if that's a problem or if that's gonna be a problem.
What?
How much I'm cursing this evening.
You are cursing a lot this evening, but I think it's prompted by your note.
Which
because I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to post that picture with all of the curse words. Like, every single note I think has a curse in it.
Pretty much.
So that's probably, preemptively getting in there, having a curse.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Yeah.
So we started our way home, started our journey home. At some point, Mallory's like, "Hey, do you want me to drive?" Absolutely, go for it. About time you finally asked. This is why I didn't talk to you for 16 hours.
That's such a lie. Like, you don't ever let me drive.
No.
You had to have been exhausted. You let me drive, and then you probably regretted that when you woke up and I was doing well over 100 and weaving and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about the fucking pandemonium that was you driving the rental car.
You mad?
I am
Big mad or little mad?
I'm big mad. I'm literally laying in the back seat and I'm like, can you slow the fuck down?
You know what? I was hitting those turns a little extra hard because I was tired. You didn't talk to me the whole ride, and now you're going to go to fuck to sleep.
That was your payback.
So,
that was your payback.
That drive assist, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was too close to the lane. It jerked the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chris, shoot me a reminder about that because I'll pull one of those out right now. And it will make my suitcase lighter, so that's a good deal. Put bleep over the words. Actually, you know what? And somebody just the other day was like, "Oh, you're like the Howard Stern of drag racing podcasts." And I was like, Howard Stern was a man, but he fucking cursed a lot, and here I am. Maybe that's why.
You even said you cursed. You cursed while you were saying that you cursed a lot. Work on that.
So I slept in the car for a little bit. Woke up to Mallory's never allowed to drive again, and we get home. We're hanging out, whatever. And at some point I sit on the couch and I'm like wiped. I'm done. I'm over it all. Don't feel like doing this anymore. I want to go to sleep. So I think I ended up going to sleep. No, I did go to sleep.
You did go to sleep. Again.
You mad?
Yeah.
You big mad?
Yeah. Big mad. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
That's why it happened.
Yeah.
Spite.
So I'm asleep, and then some internet bullshit has started where I had said that Mallory was out working on the truck. And I woke up to, this is what I woke up to. I woke up to.
That's not why it happened.
Come out. So I see some post on the internet. She's going to drop the motor in the truck. And I wake up to, it's like 9:30 at night. It's fucking raining. The mistake is outside. We have no light outside the garage. And she's like, oh, I'm going to pull the motor and put in the S10. And I'm like, what?
Yep.
The fuck are you talking about?
Yep. But I mean, I said what I said. And that's what I was doing, and that's what we did. So.
That's allegedly what was happening. I was going to go back to sleep. And I was like, because I told her, I was like, you're not pulling the motor out. I was like, you can't even see anything out there. Like, it's really probably not a one-person thing anyway. Like, you got to prop the hood up. You can't see shit. Everything else, blah, blah, blah. And, so I'm like, I wanted to go back to sleep.
Yeah, you did. Like, you really did.
This is the one time that Mallory wants to do something and work on the truck, which is actually a Sonoma, I believe. It's a GMC. It's not an S10. We call it an S10. It's the world's greatest argument. But we ended up getting the motor out, and the motor is in the engine bay.
It is.
Yeah.
It is in there.
The motor mounts are not hooked up because it is a royal pain in the ass to get the motor mounts on there, everything else, get it lined up. So we've got it kind of resting on the motor mounts, but not entirely, and just kind of sitting on the cross member. And
it's just kind of doing a lot of things, huh?
Yeah. It's not actually in there any sort of way. Uh-oh, Eric, they want to know. Well, Kyle wants to know if you want to get it in.
Huh?
What?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I think he wants a finals rerun, not on a wet road. Oh, well, and that was the thing that I forgot to say. Eric ended up winning, so I completely fucked him. He didn't bump in, but he ended up winning anyway. So, if anything, I say that I may or may not have saved Eric that race, because if he was on full boost, he probably would have spun the tires. So, that's a really shitty excuse for why I did what I did. I screwed up. It is what it is.
Yeah, just own it. Don't give it an excuse. Just own that.
Oh, Chris says it takes Eric for any amount. Which one is driving the Sonoma first? I will be driving the Sonoma first.
Apparently, for the rental car thing, I'm not allowed to drive anything, so.
Absolutely. Yep. Which brings me to my next point, which is, I think, where was it?
What?
Yeah, that was the last point. Well, I was going to talk about what I need for the truck, what we've got going on. So, what we've got going on is we have a 5.3, we have 2 turbos, I have a 350 trans. I don't necessarily have a rear. I still have the Mustang, which I could take the rear out and cut down and everything else, or I could get rid of the Mustang altogether. Somebody actually offered me money for the Mustang today.
Please take the Mustang. Please, somebody, please take the Mustang.
Here's the problem. My dude, Honey Badger, Kevin Robinson down south, he's like, he just bought a Fairmont that could use the front K-member and all that kind of shit. And he has an 8.8 rear that's cut down for a Mustang. Or cut down for an S10. So I'm like, well, I can trade you. So that's like, now it's going to be really hard for me to trade Kevin because he lives far away and everything else. This guy's talking about bringing some cash over, but it's not a lot of cash. But then again,
look, at this point, if it's like a bucket of chicken, I'm like, yes, that's it. That's the winner.
But then how am I supposed to buy car parts?
You're not. Like, you're not. You're just not. Like, they can't see, but I can see. Do you see what I see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the I mean, we've got a bunch of... Yeah,
we got a lot of things.
I've got sets of heads, yes. I have stuff that still needs to go on eBay. I've got all kinds of crap. I've got factory harnesses, factory computer. I have a Phytech system. That's what we're going to use. I'm not so sold on using it. You know, I know that there's a better option. I would love to use a Holley, but I already have a Phytech system.
20-piece KFC. You want a Mustang?
You want a Mustang. Anybody wants a Mustang? Actually, we need to eat dinner.
Well, apparently we're getting 20-piece KFC.
No.
I'm hanging out. I'm chilling. I'm getting some KFC.
No.
And they're getting a Mustang.
You're not getting any KFC.
Okay.
I was actually...
Watch me.
I was actually going to take you to dinner tonight because Mom's got the kids.
Dinner?
Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock at night.
Somebody's open.
Nobody is open in Dover. That's not how that works.
I bet you right now in the comments, the people in the comments will tell me like 20 places that are open right now. Applebee's.
Ugh.
Done. No, that place is open. McDonald's, always open.
I'm still leaning towards that 20-piece KFC.
No, definitely not. But I was going to take you to dinner tonight. Since I'm leaving town and all that. Denny's. Oh, yeah. Denny's. Waffle
No,
House,
you're not allowed to go to
diners.
places that you complain about while you're there.
Diners.
That's not it. No. Because you, love to go to Bob Evans. It's the go-to, Bob Evans.
Bob
and
Evans
then
is
complain about Bob Evans the entire time. I'm like, why do we keep going here?
If the service sucks,
Then quit going.
But the
food's
food is
so good.
The food is
Right,
good.
right, exactly. They
So
have pickup.
I keep hoping that they, get some new servers
Oh,
or something.
Brandon, broke my heart.
Waffle House.
KFC isn't open. Oh, Wawa.
Wawa.
I love Wawa.
Yep. Waffle House. IHOP. Perkins. We don't have Perkins here.
That's sad.
Yeah. But, I mean, we could go anywhere. We could go to like Smyrna Diner. I don't really like the diner in Dover that much, but
no.
That was the game plan. So, which leads me to what we need for the truck. There's still a bunch of odds and ends that I have to get for the truck, like oil feed and return lines, fittings for that, probably fuel lines, stuff like that. Trying to think of what else. The biggest issue, I guess, is going to be the rear and suspension stuff. So what I would really like to do is trade the Mustang stuff or sell the Mustang stuff and already have stuff for the truck lined up to buy, because if I don't, the money's going to go other places. So cursing and keeping it real. Wawa rules, definitely. Taco Bell might be open. But that's essentially what we need. We need a rear. We definitely need some suspension stuff. And as far as trains, I think I've got trains sorted already. So I think we got that figured out. Motor, obviously, and I've got a backup motor. So what we need is some time to put it together.
Yeah. Which
is without a doubt the hardest thing to find.
That's the absolute hardest part. Yeah. I stood behind John getting a car, and I agree. You should have a race car, right? That's it. That's where it's at. But the time and the ability to be able to actually work on it, which is a motivating factor to why I decided I was just going to go ahead and do that on my own there.
Yeah, because I never have any time. I'm constantly just going crazy. How far from Laurel are we? Oh, we're like an hour. Like, we're definitely not going to Laurel tonight. You know what I mean? We might go someplace close, but we're definitely not going to Laurel because I still have to pack my bags and everything and go to Baltimore and fly to Oklahoma.
Oh, you do? You're leaving. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to sleep. I'll sleep on the plane. Is the game plan. So that's what we got going on. So if you guys have a rear S10, Sonoma, whatever, suspension, any of that kind of stuff that you guys think we can use for the truck, let me know. I'm either offering up parts off the Mustang for trade. I have a whole bunch of parts in here. A lot of them are probably going to be like useless for people. I mean, I've got sets of LS heads. I've got factory computers, harnesses, factory cams. I have nitrous stuff floating around that I can get rid of too. So if anybody, has any of that stuff, let me know. Or if it's very reasonably priced, because I'm a dirt cheap broke bastard, hit me up. Maybe I'll sell the Mustang, use that money to put into the Sonoma. Looking for LS heads. If you're looking for factory LS heads, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
On the other side.
4.5 pairs on the shelf is what I've got for LS heads.
I wish the people could see what we see.
Mm-hmm. Well, newsflash.
You're like a hoarder. You're like a hoarder. I know at one point this, was not here, but.
Right. I used to have a shop. We used to have
You did have a shop.
Everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a whole other story that I made the guy, I got to get up with this guy in Detroit who's got a podcast that he started that I forget the name of, but it was a cool name. But he wanted me to be a guest on it, so I was thinking about telling my whole life story on that one. Like,
how long does he have?
Not long enough, probably.
Yeah. Are you gonna be able to fit in the story about chapter 7? Never look him in the eye. Are you gonna be able to fit that in?
But that's not race talk with race stuff. Like, that's just shit about my life. I once convinced women that I was writing a book on how to pick up girls, and I even quoted chapters from the book and everything else. And Dylan, if you're watching, Dylan knows that story very well. Adam knows that story very well. It was during a bachelor party that we had up in Atlantic City. Great fucking time. Great story, but probably not one for Race Talk with Ryce.
No. Definitely not.
I've got a 4-inch cow hood, fiberglass. Ooh, for that truck. Fenders in bed too. Man, he got all kinds of stuff. So definitely, if you guys have any of the stuff, message me, send the page a message, because honestly, once this shuts off, looking at the comments and everything is a little bit harder to do, and finding shit is much harder to do. So, what else? Oh, I skipped on a race to Memphis.
You did skip on that, and that's actually what initiated the whole pulling the motor from the Mustang.
What year Mustang? It's an SN95. It's the worst.
It doesn't matter. Just take it.
Just
please.
take it. Just bring us some chicken and take this thing.
Yes. Even some biscuits. Like, I'm good with some biscuits.
Yeah, well, I am hungry. And with that being said, it's about 10 o'clock, so it's about our normal ending time anyway. So, with that being said, I will catch all of you guys in Oklahoma this weekend. Then the Detroit Hood TV, 21st. 22nd, there's Streetcar Takeover in Ohio, JJ's Arm Drop, 28th, 29th, Midnight Madness, July 6th, 7th, which is actually Saturday night into Sunday, not Saturday and Sunday, like I had said earlier, so that is a clarification there. July 19th, Detroit Hood, Pour Your Own Prep. July 20th, No Prep Mania at Ted and Jim's. So I'll be a bunch of places over the next month or so. Make sure you guys come check it out. If you guys want a t-shirt, I will tell you this. I will do. I don't know. Well, no, we gotta unpack them. So if you guys want a t-shirt, you want to buy a t-shirt, send me a message. I'll unpack it right now so I can ship it off to you guys. And other than that, I will have what I have left in Oklahoma until the new shipment comes in, and the new shipment has the newest sponsor edition on it and everything as well. So stay tuned for that. We also changed up the back a little bit. We had some fun with it. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. And until next time, you can catch all this pandemonium in the streets and more on DNR Auto with your boy Matt Ryce and Mallory.
No, but thank you for having me.
Now I have to go all the way over there to shut it off, though.
Oh, no.
Yeah, see? I can't do it with the...
Womp womp.